Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Gaming Grid CSGO FragFest tournament here on the Razer Arena platform. We are hopping right into the knife round, in which it looks like we have some awkward stacking and spawn going on, while the T's are doing what you normally do on knife round and running straight out towards mid. So I'm not exactly sure how this is going to look when they walk into CT spawn here. But so the winner of the knife round, meaning the team that has the most players left at the end of the round, will be able to pick their side here on Cash, which it isn't a huge deal, as Cash is predominantly played pretty evenly. But there's definitely teams have favored one side over another, so it's just an absolute slaughter here in Z Connector, and it's going to be left down to a 1v1 situation where Nav will come in and Nav will wrap it up. So the CT's plan worked out in the end, and it looks as if they're actually going to just choose to stay on CT side. So like I was saying, even though Cash is pretty even, you normally see like a 9-6 or so favoring the CT side, there's definitely a side that a team favors. So I'm assuming that here for Mice Lifting is the CT side, as that's what they choose to do after Navish picks up that last kill of the knife round. And it's going to be a pretty standard setup here for the CTs. They're actually getting a bit aggressive here into squeaking into A main. It's actually going to pay off as Pwn Jesus gets Butchile and Double gets Nick. So definitely paid off for them, as they already have a two-man advantage. And it's going to be left up to three guys here on the T side already here in this pistol round, without the CTs taking one hit point of damage. So the last three players are going to be going towards A. There's going to be two in A main, one that just simply gets taken down by Pwn Jesus, but Park is finally here to reiterate, and actually Dreams is going to get one too. So Navish comes in, and Navish is going to pick up two, looked like easy frags, but a very good hold by the players there at A for Mice Lifting, and a very clean first round for the CT side. And after that, it looks that Servile have already decided to use a match pause. I'm not sure if it's a server problem or I don't know. Maybe after pistol round, they like to take a pause, talk about what went wrong in pistol round, and maybe decide whether or not they want to buy up. But yeah, there it is. They're calling Pings and Choke RIP in pieces. So. So, we see the unpause here, and we're going to jump right into the second round, as the CTs have pretty much bought up, as the Ts have completely bought up, as there's two people left with $0 on their side. So it's going to be a force up for the T side. Let's see if it pays off here in the second round. So, we're seeing an execute towards B, as two go towards mid and through vents. One's going to hang back, but the other three are towards B. So Park is able to get one. Park is actually able to get two, as Dreamy is able to get one over in B, but Lizard comes in and Lizard cleans up. Lizard gets Butch and Lizard gets Dream for eyes. So it's going to be brought back to a 2v2 situation on the good play by Lizard, but Nick is going to have the bomb site. He just needs to get his buddy Park across the connector here and up on the side as well, as Double and Lizard are here to deal with the two people here over towards B. So it's just a matter of time now. Double peeks from heaven. He's going to be able to pick off Nick, and they're going to just come in. Perfect play by the CT side, playing it very, very flawlessly. And it's going to be Mice Lifting who picks up the second round. And now Navish and the Mice Lifting team have decided to go for a pause as well. So we may be having some issues, as we have Navish at 180 ping. So just wait a second. Wait for the throttle, the choke to settle down, and hopefully this isn't a huge problem throughout the match, as it looks like it's slowing back. It's coming back down to earth. So it'll just be a matter of time before we get things kicked off into this third round, where it looks like we have some upgraded weapons over on the CT side, and on the T side, losing that losing that force round is probably going to cause them to stick to just some upgraded pistols for this round, as we have one guy here with an upgraded pistol already in a Tech 9, make it a second guy with a Tech, no? I thought a second guy had a Tech 9, there it is. So, you read my mind. So now we have Navish, I guess, who's going to restart his router as the 150 ping is abnormal for him. And it'll just be a matter of time before we see him drop from the server, I would assume. And there it is. So once Navish gets back and he gets his ping problems figured out, we should be good to go. And it's funny. It's funny how close everybody else's pings, Navish, Lizard, Double, and Pwn Jesus, were all right around that 50 mark, and then we have Billy who has 8 ping, so... So, at this point, it's just a waiting game. Once Navish gets back, I'm sure we'll kick things off, as long as his ping is settles down to a reasonable amount. And we've seen mice lifting before here, and you know, it's not surprising to see mice lifting hopping on, you know, jumping off to a 2-0 start. And but with that said, I have never seen Servile play, so I'm interested to see what kind of play what kind of strategies they bring to the table, and what kind of teamwork they have. As it's always fun to cast a match where there is a new team that you haven't seen before, because everybody has their own little tricks, everybody has their little own ways of playing or team working together to get something done. So this will be the first time that we see Servile, and this is probably, I think, maybe the second or third time that we've seen mice lifting. So mice lifting has actually gone through, from what I've seen the past couple of weeks, they've gone through a couple of roster changes. The only guy that I remember being the same from a couple of weeks ago is Navish. Lizard was on the roster last week, and then actually I think Billy Buttcheeks was also on the roster last week. So we see Double Y, Pwn Jesus, and Billy and Lizard all being fairly new players for mice lifting, with Navish remaining, I believe, if I'm right. Yeah, so Navish is the team captain, so Navish as the team captain has obviously stuck with his team in mice lifting, but has brought about some changes. So as long as Navish has made the right choices, we should see a pretty good mice lifting during this match. And so now we actually have to worry. I'm not sure exactly how it works about doubling up your match pauses, as I think you get, I want to say that you get 3. No, you get 5. So this is their first of 5, and they actually have 6 more minutes remaining during this pause, but I don't know if they can use back-to-back pauses. So hopefully he gets back in here soon, or we will, I guess we'll see the outcome of that. So if he doesn't get back here in about 5 minutes, then we'll have to see possibly, I guess, a double pause, which, it's not really that huge of a deal, as these teams typically don't play using a whole lot of pauses throughout the match. Sometimes you'll see some for just technical issues, whether it be a mouse or keyboard malfunction, a headset malfunction, a TeamSpeak or Mumble server crashing, or a player dropping from the server, or some ping issue, something like that. So 5 pauses is plenty enough pauses, so it won't be a problem. It's just a matter of time. It's just a waiting game to get this thing kicked off. as we're waiting for Novish's router to come back up and for him to reconnect to the server. And, oh my gosh. Dream says he is using LTE, and then he complains about how he has 10% choke. It's quite funny if he's actually using LTE. And so they say he should be in the game in about 30 seconds. So, as long as this ping is good, we will get this thing kicked off in a matter of 30 seconds. So Nav comes back. His ping is still high, but it should drop as it is going to show up where it left off. And as you see that it's coming back down to earth, it's slowly dropping, and it'll probably reside somewhere around 180 when it's all said and done. So they go for the .unpause, and the match will be live. It's the third round in the T's. Like I said, they did not buy up in this round. They just went with some upgraded pistols, maybe some nades. And so it should be a pretty easy round for the CT side. But as I say that, it looks as if we're having some issues with Navish, as maybe he dropped from the server again, or so. It might not be so easy after all, as Billy Buttcheeks over at B-side actually picks up 2 before they're able to enter it on him. And Lizard's going to come in. He's going to be able to pick up 1. He almost gets taken down by Butch, but he's actually going to be able to pick up 2. So a good retake again for Lizard. And he's going to get the final guy here. Yes, so a 3K by Lizard. A great round for him, and a great job holding off that B-side after his counterpart got taken down there on site. He was able to come in and he was able to clean up. And good play by Mice Lifting to win this one with a man down. So I'm still confused because it didn't really tell us exactly what happened to Navish. He never actually left the server, but he's still not in the game. He's still not... He still hasn't completely joined that counter-terrorist side, so they're going to play a man down again for this round. And let's see if that is detrimental to them, as the T's have decided to buy up. So most of the T's have AK, armor, nades, everything that they need to have to win this round. So let's see if they're able to do it, as it is already a 5v4 in their favor. And it looks like it's going to be towards A site. They have 1 guy lingering in mid, but they have 3 in A site. Or I'm sorry, in A main with the bomb. And it's going to be Park who does the entry work. Park is able to get 1. Nick now able to get 1 from A main. And it's going to be all left down to Double Y. Double Y is able to get 1. He's able to get the headshot on the second one. So he's going to pull back and he's going to rotate. He's going to have Nick, who's already hit up to 52 HP. But Nick is going to get the drop shot on Double. So it's going to be a 3v1 situation here for Mice Lifting. And they're going to have the bomb site. And it's Lizard. Lizard has done this time and time again already in this match. But he's going to dink Ecstasy up. But it's going to be Ecstasy who, in the end, gets the headshot onto Lizard. So, actually a fairly clean round there for Serville, but we have Nav back. So, we're going to see a full buy-up, and I think that now that they have Nav back, they might be able to manage this a little bit better than they just managed that previous round. So it's going to be a pretty default setup with 2 towards A and 2 towards B, with 1 playing mid for the CT side. And right now it looks like the T's are just playing so, but as I say that, Navish picks up Nick, who is peeking at mid. So Navish coming in strong after being gone for 2 rounds. He has a deep vengeance. And so now with that pick, the T's are playing even slower as they've gathered themselves up at the back of mid. And they need to decide what bomb site they need to go to in order to make this round work out. They boost a guy back towards mid, and the question is, will Nav expect... It doesn't matter because they're all coming out, so it doesn't matter if he expects another boost or not, as Billy's able to get 1 and Park actually drops a nade and finishes him off. And Dream is actually going to get another one on to Navish in mid, so it's going to be a 3v3 situation. That advantage for the CT sides is depleted as they pick up those 2 kills there in mid. And it looks as if it's going to be an execute towards B, as there's 2 guys coming in from Squeaky. I'm sorry, Checkers, and 1 coming in from B main. So the flashes are going to go out, the nade's going to go out. Lizard peeks and he's able to tag down one of their players for a little bit, but it's not going to be much, as Park comes in and he gets the kill onto Lizard, and actually Dream is going to get the shot onto Double in Heaven. So it's going to be left to a 3v1 situation for Pwn Jesus again. And he's going to be coming in from Vince. He's going to come in, and he's actually not going to even do any damage at all. He's going to be taken down by Ecstasy. And it's going to be 3-2. Serville want to come back quick in this one. And so Lizard almost... He actually hit 2 guys up for some pretty good damage. If you could have just finished them both off, then it would have been a really good situation for the CT side, but he just wasn't able to finish off one guy. He was only picking up damage on both. There's actually going to be a safe push by the CT side. They're all here in mid. They all have some upgraded pistols, so let's see. The T's are just playing back. They're expecting it perfectly, but there's going to be a boost here in mid. Is Nick going to be able to hold off both of them? Nick gets one, but he's not able to get the second one, and Dream is actually going to be taken down as Lizard gets one as well. So it's going to be a 4v2 situation, but the T's have to go back and they have to get the bombs, so the T's have gotten one, so it's a 3v2 situation, but the CT's in super good positions protecting this bomb here at mid. And Nav is actually going to do the smart thing, and he's going to throw a weapon up so that they all have weapons here. And so Ecstasy and Butch doing the smart thing and trying to trap these guys. But Lizard is expecting it. He's playing the perfect angle, and he's going to be able to get the shot on Ecstasy, so it's a 3v1 situation. And this should be a very, very good save round for the CT side, as they've all picked up weapons now. And it's only one guy left, but because Nav ran out to grab the weapon, actually, no, Billy's going to peek just in time, and they're going to trade out, so because Nav went to go run and get that weapon at mid, he actually punishes his team because Lizard gets taken down on that boost spot. So now, actually, the T's can force up in this round, and it's going to be a bye as the CT's won that save round in the past one. So this should be a pretty big round for both sides, as they've both bought up in this round. Nick gets boosted up to mid. He spots out Navish, but is he going to be able to do any damage? He actually picks up the headshot, so Navish gets punished for peeking that white box spot in mid, and it's going to be a 5v4 advantage for Serville. And actually, Billy's going to get caught out with a nade in mid, and they're going to execute towards B, it looks like, as they've sent a couple guys mid towards Vince. So it is a 4v3 situation, the CTs. With a man at A and Pwn Jesus. Pwn Jesus picks up one, and now there's a second one coming in from A main. Pwn Jesus is the only guy on A side for the moment being, as his teammate is rotating in from truck. And they're playing this perfectly. But that op at A has pushed the T's to go towards B. Lizard's able to get one, and now there's 2 guys left for the T side. The CT's bringing this back perfectly. And here we go, the last 2 guys towards B. Lizard's going to have to hold him off, as there's nobody here to protect him if he doesn't. Now Double comes in quickly. And it's only going to be left up to Nick, who has 58 HP and now has 0 HP. So a huge round for Mice Lifting to come back, as they were quickly depleted of an advantage in mid. But they brought it back in the end, so it's 5-2 for Mice Lifting. Very good play for them after Navish got back on. After Navish got back into the server and was actually able to play in the round, they started doing all right. So it's going to be a save round for the T's. And it should be a pretty easy round for Mice Lifting to pick up. And it looks as if the T's are favoring towards B, so this is all going to be left up to Lizard on site, as they've opted to put 2 players toward mids and 2 at A, and only leave 1 player in Lizard at this site here. So all 5 players for Serville are going to be entering this site here in just a moment. How many will Lizard be able to kill? That is the question. He sprays down, but he's completely blind. He picks up one, then he decides to just pull back. But he pulls out a nade, and it's just not enough, as Ecstasy comes in and takes him down, and now it's Billy who has to come in to try and save this round as the bomb goes down, and the T's have B sites. So Billy actually gets taken down by Ecstasy, who picked up that weapon off of Lizard on site, and Ecstasy's going to be able to pick up the second one, but Ponejesus comes in. Ponejesus takes one. If the T's overextend themselves here, they are going to get punished for doing so, as Ponejesus doesn't miss a shot. Pone gets Ecstasy. Is he going to be able to get the last guy? No, but that allows Double to get in on a good flank. Does Nick know it? Nick does know it, but it's going to be Double who comes through in the end and picks up that headshot, and he's going to have plenty enough time to defuse. So, a very close round for Mice Lifting. A little closer than they would like it to have been, as it was a save round for the T's, but very good execution for the T's, knowing that there's only one guy in Lizard that plays on B site, and Lizard was actually only able to hold off one of them, and maybe if he hadn't pulled out that nade, he would have been able to pick up a lot more kills, I think. But in the end, it goes Mice Lifting way. But now, the T's are able to buy up, so it's going to be a full buy for both sides, and this is another important round. As the T's, this is, like I was talking about earlier, this is a fairly even map, maybe favoring the CT side a little bit, so Nick gets boosted up in mid and he gets Billy, so that's a good start for Servile. And is Pone going to shoot through the smoke? Oh, he just misses the shot on the Butch. So it's going to be a 5v4 advantage, and as I say, that's going to be brought to a 5v3 advantage as Ecstasy picks up the shot on the Lizard. And it's going to be Novish and Ponejesus who want to pull this back. Ponejesus, like I said, he doesn't miss a shot, so it's brought back to a 3v2 situation for the CT side. Always bringing themselves back into this one when they need it most. And now Nav. Nav knows. He can hear the elephant footsteps of Nick. Is he going to be able to spot out his ankles right there? He doesn't, but he's going to come in soon enough, and he's going to be able to get the flank onto Novish, the backstab onto Nick, I should say. And it's going to be a 3v1 situation, but Double coming up here, and Ecstasy is in a perfect spot to get this flank. He gets one, but how many will he get? He needs to get two more, and he needs to pick up the 4K on the round to do this for his team. This would be absolutely huge. And he just doesn't look the right way. Nav is in checkers and is able to pick up that frag, so a good round for Novish as he picks up 3, and actually a pretty good round for Ecstasy as well. Getting to a perfect position, giving himself the opportunity to win that one, and it just came out in the end that Nav had the better angle on him. But it looks as if the T's are still going to decide to buy up in this round, as most of them spending their assets, putting their money into some AKs and some nades. So it's going to be another big round, as if they lose this one, they will probably, if they don't get the bomb planted, they will have to save another one, and it looks like it's going to be an execute towards A, as they have one towards Squeaky, and they have two towards A main, but the bomb is dropped back, and they're playing pretty slow with a guy looking to see if anything's happening mid, and a guy watching the B main exit. And now it's an execute towards B, as they have bought up armor and Tech 9s. Is Nick going to be able to pick up Double? Double only gets one, so this is detrimental to the CT side. But the CTs have a weapon advantage, and that's going to pay off here as Billy gets Dream. And actually, the native Ponejesus gets Nick, so it's already brought back to a 3v2 situation. The Tech 9 and armor not paying off here for Servile. But Park is in a good position. Park is going to catch Ponejesus off guard. He's going to see another one onto A site, so it's going to be Ecstasy who flanks around and gets Billy in the end. And it's actually brought back to a 2v1 situation, but one nade can kill both of these players here, as one only has 2 HP, the other with 10 HP, and it's going to be brought back to Lizard, who has been ungodly with these retakes. He knows that there's one on site as that nade gave it away, but does he know that Park is here, awaiting his arrival? And Park misses his opportunity, and he's going to be able to pick up one in Ecstasy, and now it's all going to be left down to Park. Is Park going to think he's holding the defuse? And I don't think Lizard knew that his back right there was sticking out, so Park is actually able to get a very easy kill onto Lizard. That was very unfortunate, because if he would have just been up over the bomb a little bit more, Park may not have been able to get that shot onto him at that quick angle. And so now it's going to be a save round for the CT side, and that was a big round for the T's, and if they can pick this one up, it will be even bigger. But they're doing the strat that they did their last pistol round, and it worked out. They're boosting guys at mid, they're playing an aggressive mid to try and get some quick weapons off of the T-side players. But Park is waiting for it. Park is going to be able to pick up 2 here. No, he only picks up 1 and damages 1 for a large amount. Nick is able to come in. Nick finishes up the work. And Ecstasy actually gets dropped down to 73 HP, but doesn't return any damage to Billy, but knows that he's here in vent. So it's going to be a 4v3 situation. The CT's picking up one weapon off the T's here. But Pwn Jesus has that weapon. Pwn Jesus comes in, he gets Ecstasy. How many kills will Pwn Jesus be able to get? As he's going to get naded down to 2 HP, so it's going to have to be a huge retake by the CT side, and he's actually shooting up his teammates. Oh no. And all 3 players are on the B bomb site. Pwn is able to get his second of the round, and actually Billy's going to come in, he's going to pick up that weapon, he's going to be able to get one, so it's going to be a 2v1 situation. Will Butch be able to hold this off? No, but Lizard doesn't have the defuse. It's going to be so close. I can't make the right decision. And no, he's not going to have time to get away with that up. Oh, no. So he doesn't get the defuse. But in the end, it's an alright round, as they killed everybody. Well, in the end, everybody on the server was killed. But for just buying up pistols and leaving the T's with absolutely no weapons and nobody living in that round, it's pretty big by the CT side on a pistol round. It's actually quite huge. But it is going to go 7-4, and the rounds really matter at this point. So it is a big round for the T's nonetheless. And it's going to be a buy-up by both sides, so... Double Y's going to go for a quick peek into aiming. Is he going to be punished for it? Not quite, as he's dropped down. He takes 60 HP of damage, he's dropped down to 40, and it's Butch who comes out on the top end of that deal, still having all of his HP. Pwn Jesus misses his shot onto Butch into aiming, so it's going to be left at a 5v5 scenario. And the T's taking it slow, just looking for that entry before their Q. A push into sight, and Nav in an aggressive spot here in mid. Is he going to be able to pick anybody off? Nick gets the flick shot onto Billy. So the advantage goes to Servile's way, but Navish, he's in a very, very good position if he can just catch these T's off guard. And Pwn actually shooting through Squeaky and almost picking up a shot. He's going to do it on the Dream. Is he going to be able to do it on the Butch into Squeaky? So Navish actually gets picked off by Park, but Lizard comes in and he trades him out. So it's a 3v3 scenario. This is very doable for both sides. Lizard's able to come in, he's able to get a second one, but Butch trades out Double Y over at B, and now they know that B side is clear, so Ecstasy is going to get the flank onto these 2 players that are left over towards mid and towards A, and Lizard, is he going to be able to expect him? No, he doesn't expect him there, so Ecstasy comes out on top. It's a 1v2 advantage, but now Pwn Jesus is going to be looking that way, and Pwn Jesus just jumps up on top of the truck. Not a very good decision, but he was getting chased by Butch, so there's not much that he could do in that situation other than just try and run and get the hell out of there. But it's going to be 7-5, so Mice Lifting, after having some struggles with Nav, after some dot pauses, it looked like they were going to be alright, but now 3 rounds have been given up to Servile, and it looks as if this is going to be an interesting game in the end. And it's going to be a save round for the CTs, and they're going to do exactly what they've done before. They're going to get into an aggressive position at mid, and it works every time. Nav is able to pick up one, and it's going to be Pwn Jesus who gets the flank onto a couple from Squeaky here. If Pwn Jesus uses this opportunity right, he's going to be able to pick up a lot of frags. He just has to get into the right position as he comes in, but Ecstasy doesn't have his weapon drawn, so he's going to be able to get one. Nick is going to trade him out, but it's a 4v3 advantage for the CT side, and they have weapons now, so at least one of them have a weapon, so. But Park is going to be able to pick up Lizard, so it is brought back to a 3v3 advantage, and as I say that, it looks like one of the T players have dropped out of the server, so it's a 3v2 advantage, actually, for the CT side. And Navish knows he's going to come in, and he's just not going to get Nick in time to stop the plant, but it's going to be an easy cleanup in the rest of this round as Park goes down to all 3 guys here who are entering into B site. And we're going to actually check out the new defuse, so I don't know that we have seen this yet, but so we have the new defuse animations, and it's going to be 8-5 for Mice Lifting. And the T's obviously going to be using a dot pause as they lose one of their players here. I forget. Let's see who it was. It was Butch. So Butch is an important guy in this server, as he is Servile's team captain. And they're talking that he got a VAC authentication error, so that's just sometimes something that happens when you're playing on servers for these tournament matches, for official matches. a lot of the time you will get that VAC authentication error. So it's always fun to see what the players, you know, they don't type in chat a whole lot when they're playing, but when it comes to a dot pause, everybody just comes out with something to say. So again, it's just a waiting game from now on, from here on out, and when Butch gets back into the server, I'm sure we'll be ready to go. But it's just a matter of time before that happens. So while we're waiting, as a lot of people have their knives drawn, I just want to talk about some of the weapons that we see here. So, over here, what player do we have here? We have... No. Where did he go? Okay. Billy Buttcheeks. That's what I want to talk about. Billy Buttcheeks. Has this nice Karambit Ultraviolet. Looks probably, field-tested, minimal wear if he's lucky. And then he has that M4A1S Cyrex on the back. Osley, you say just tuning in, but the server options are a joke. LOL. I'm not sure. What does that mean? What are we talking in regards to? What server options? And over here on Novish, we see a beautiful Op Safari mesh. It looks as if it is in field tested condition as well. Minimal wear if he's lucky. And over here we see Ace Master just pulling his weapon with the new animations. I'm glad that they're actually cycling through their weapons so that we can see those new animations. And now Park bringing up a new topic of interest in the chat, talking about what everybody had for dinner. Slay, I still want to know what you mean by the server options being a joke, because I have no idea what you're talking about. So what do we have for dinner here? Double has not eaten yet. Double wants spaghetti, though. Actually, he should have had spaghetti beforehand so that he had the, Spaghetti is always a nice dinner to have before you play a serious match of Counter-Strike. Saucy Sawyer had a meatball sandwich. A meatball sandwich, another good option before playing a serious CSGO match. Let's see, Pone Jesus says he had pig, so I'm not exactly sure what that means, if he just literally had a roasted pig, or if he had a certain part of the pig. Park says, I had a double cheeseburger meal. The meal consisting of what? Did you get a drink? Did you get a dessert? Maybe a side of fries? But anyways, back to the knives. So, what do we have? What do we have? So far, on the CT side, things are actually looking pretty good. We have a lot of weapons in which I wouldn't mind having myself. So, double Y, flipping out that bayonet. And what is this? Bayonet stained? That's what it looks like. So, not bad. So let's hop over to the... Oh, the gut knife Doppler by Lizards, so... Yeah, so Arena Robert Hobson, he says that the VAC authentication error has nothing to do with the system, which is true. The VAC authentication error just happens sometimes when your game doesn't want you to play, so It's not something that actually directly has anything to do with hacking or hacks or anything like that. Sometimes it's just an error which you get when you try to join private servers. And Arena Robert leaving it up to the other team as to whether or not Servile will be able to bring in a 5th guy. And so the sportsmanship is great here. As MiceLifting says that it's absolutely fine to bring into a sub. So Nav says within that 4 minutes though, so they are on a match pause right now, which is going to last, I guess, about 3 minutes now, so. And Nav is saying he doesn't want to start the last match late, meaning the best of 3s late. And actually, Billy Buttcheeks gives me a shout out. I feel awesome. Thank you, Billy. He says, "Hey, Caster, I like your voice," with the winky face. So Servile has 3 minutes to get somebody in, and that's all right. I mean, I think that's a good deal for having to deal with the dot pause and not wanting to start the best of 3 late. But that does mean, however, that they would have to win this in order to go to the final, as the final is a best of 3. And so this is how it works. So this tournament, or this part of the tournament, is a best of 1, as are the first 3 rounds in the bracket stage. And so the semifinals, the other match that is going on right now, has actually finished up. It was against Virtus and Pertus Vox versus Next Level Esports, and Virtus rolled over Next Level, winning 16-2. So the winner of this one will actually play Virtus in the final best of 3. So in the best of 3 round, what we have in the best of 3 round is we have the first map being on Overpass, the second map on Dust 2, and then that decider on Mirage. So it looks like it's just, it looks like it's going to be 2 minutes before. It looks like it's only going to be 2 minutes before this thing gets kicked back off, as the CTs in MiceLifting have said that they want to get these things, they want to get this one started after this dot pause is up. So we're just working through some issues here. Having to substitute a player in and out on the team during the match isn't the easiest thing to do, but it'll be taken care of here shortly. Okay, well, Slay. The location's not trying to hate, but I just think only having servers in Dallas isn't really the best when you have a bunch of players from over the US. There are more servers than just in Dallas. 2 of our players on my team had 200 ping, which was me, and my teammate had 280. Typically, Slay, if you just, there's Arena Robert usually takes care of a lot of these things. If you just type in chat that you're having issues, you try to get in contact with him, he'll find you a server. As long as you present the idea that you guys are having problems, he will find you a server that will be reasonable for both teams. You also have to remember that, you know, you can't accommodate for absolutely everybody. So, you know, if you have 3 players on the East Coast and you have 2 players on the West Coast, your best option is a central server. But if you have players from all over, it's not, you know, you're not going to have great ping for everybody. I hope that Razer Arena can pitch in some more money so that they can purchase a few more servers in other locations, such as Denver or somewhere more northern. You do have to remember this, Slay, that this is in beta, so it is a matter of time before this is taken to the next level. So for being in beta, you have to be thankful for what they're doing with hosting these amateur tournaments. It's a really cool thing to be able, as an amateur team, to play in a tournament in which there is a prize reward. So obviously there are going to be kinks, there are going to be bumps in the road that you have to get over at some point, and it's just a matter of time before you get over those. And the match is going live, but we're seeing that problem again. But because the match is going live, and some of the players are coming back, there's actually going to be only 3 players on the T side this round, as we'll have to wait around for those players to get back on that team. So that's going to be a problem here, and I think, unfortunate, no. Luckily enough, they didn't buy up, so they're just going to go ahead and save this round, which is the smart thing to do. There are already 2 players down, and so it's going to be a quick one, as they don't have any armor, they don't have any weapons. It's going to be an absolute cleanup for the CT side. And so it looks as if they're going to work towards A, and they're just waiting. This is, you know, this isn't any sort of round that they're looking to try and win. And Butch asking in chat if anybody gets that vac air from time to time. I personally have gotten the vac air. I've actually gotten it lately. I've gotten it a couple of times, as it is a problem that is with the game, not with the server. So there it goes. That's really all they could have asked for in that round. Nick bought up a P250. He gets his money back for doing so as he picks up 1 kill. And now it is going to be 5v5. It is the last round of the half, so it does stink that there's been a couple of rounds where the players haven't been able, all 5 players haven't been able to play in the rounds. But it should all be said and done. And going into the second half, we shouldn't have any more issues. And it's going to be a buy-up for both sides. So this is a big round. 10-5. 10-5, 9-6 has a lot of difference, because on pistol round you can make it 9-9, but if it's 10-5 you can only make it 10-8. So this is a pretty big round, as the T's try and work out towards mid. It's very awkward as Billy has gotten 2, but Billy's gonna get backstabbed by Butch, who was everyone was flashed there. There were smokes out, and so even questions what the heck just happened. So it's gonna be a 3v3 situation in the end. Pone Jesus comes in and he gets the kill on the Butch. So it's gonna be a 3v2 situation with the CTs on top of this one so far. And Pone, knowing that they were going towards B side, is gonna go over and help Lizard here in a second, I think, as the last 2 players in Nick and in Ecstasy reside over here in B main. And so now Nick and Ecstasy getting ready to make their way into B side, and Lizard's there to punish Ecstasy. Will Lizard be able to get the second one? No. Nick comes out on top, so it's a 2v1 scenario. And it's not, if Nick doesn't go in quick, it's not going to be a retake scenario, and Nick is able to get the second one, so he brings it down to a 1v1 scenario. How quick does he think that Double is going to get here? He's going to be able to pick up the bomb, but Double is here already. He's checking the right spot. Is he going to be able to get the shot? He doesn't do any damage, but he's going to toss a nade up there. And actually, the nades are going to be traded out, and he is going to be on the downside of this one, only having 18 HP left, but the nade hitting up Double for almost half. And Nick comes huge through, as he gets 3 kills as the last one alive, and it's a 1v3 clutch for Nick, and Servile are going to win this round and bring it back within 3 rounds. And like I said, that round is huge for Servile, as now, if they are able to get the pistol here on CT side, and they are able to win the anti-eco rounds, it will be brought back to a 9-9 scenario, and it will turn out to be a pretty good match here. So after all the waiting, and after all the dreaming by both of these teams to be in the final, let's hope that it turns out to be quite a fun and interesting match. So now, as both teams have readied up quite quickly, they want to get this show on the road. We are going to see a server wipe, and I love it. Oh, there it is. So all the players get wiped out on the server, and it is going to be the start of the second half. 9-6, Mice Lifting is leading, and the match is live. So this is a huge round for both teams. Obviously, Mice Lifting want to take this one and run away with it, but Servile wanting to say no and bringing this back to a tie ball game. So it's going to be a quick execute over to B, and Dream is here. He's dropped a nade, and he's actually picked up a kill, so he's done a lot of damage so far. But Pone Jesus is coming in with a perfect flank onto these players on B side. Is he going to be able to pick up Ecstasy? In the end, he does, so they're going to be able to get the bomb down, and it's going to be a 3v3 situation as Park is actually able to get one. And Lizard being able to pick off Butch Invent, and it's going to be a 2v2 scenario as Lizard A is able to pick up another one, so it's going to be all left down to Park. Can Park do this for this team? And Lizard, he picks up a 3 kill on the round, so it's going to go 10-6 Mice Lifting, and like I said, Mice Lifting, they're just wanting to run away with this one, so they're going to buy up now. Will the CTs force up? That is a big question, as a lot of the times the CT players do force up on that second round. And it looks as if they're just going for upgraded pistols, so they want to take this one slow. They don't want to overexpend. And they're just going to go ahead and probably concede this round to the T side as Pone Jesus comes out and picks up one in Butch. So the advantage already to the T players very, very quickly into the rounds. And Pone and his teammate are quickly up and through mid, and Nav is going to quickly pick off Nick there, so it's a 5v3 advantage already. Lizard into B site. The T players just owning every position here on this map. Billy is able to get a kill on the other side of the map, and Ecstasy is finally going to retaliate, being able to pick up one, but Lizard is going to come out on top with a 2k in the round, picking up Ecstasy to finish it off. And we didn't even get to Servile's knives, but I was going to talk about that M9 bayonet fade there. So it's going to be another save round for the CT side. They're using the strat that Mice Lifting used round and round before, and it's actually going to pay off. Ecstasy gets one. How many are they going to expect here in mid? Ecstasy gets Navish too, so Ecstasy coming big in this round, but Billy's going to come out and he's going to get Ecstasy finally. So it's a 3v2 scenario for the T sides, but now it's brought to a 3v1, so you can't really ask for much more than that. They bought up some upgraded pistols. Ecstasy comes out on top with 2 frags in the round, so a big round for Ecstasy to be able to take 2 weapons out of the hands of the T players. And like I said, there's not much more you expect there other than just picking up a weapon or 2. And we still do have Nick alive, so let's see if he's able to do anything more in this round. I think he's trying to scavenge a weapon here, but it looks like all the weapons are going to be gone. So no, he picked one up, so we just didn't get to him in time before he picked it up. And it looks as if he's just going to save this weapon, as he does have 5-7 armor, and so now he has Galil 5-7 armor. He's just going to wait for an exit frag, and he hears 2 coming. So this could be a big play by Nick if he's able to pick up these 2 guys. And actually, if he did it quick enough, he might be able to run and get the defuse. And Lizard and Billy taking the safe route out, as we have Nick here in connector. But will Nick get the flank on him? That's the question. He would be able to pick up 2, and that'd be huge for his team. But no, he decides to just go ahead and save. No contest by Nick, so it's going to be 12-6. Mice Lifting. And this is a big round for the CT side. They need to start winning rounds, and now's the time to do it as they decide to buy up, so So if the CTs can win this one, they can start pulling things back their direction. But if not, it looks like Mice Lifting is going to just run away with this one. Mice Lifting playing this one slow, playing this one very calculated, as they want to make sure to not give up that opening pick. And Nav now coming in and getting Butch here at mid, and Lizard is pushed all the way through here at B. So this could be big. Lizard picks up one. Is he going to expect Ecstasy to be in that same position? No, Nick and Ecstasy return, so it's brought back to a 3v3 situation, but it's Double in mid, who was able to pick up Park at A side. How many kills will Double be able to get? Oh, he drops Nick down to around 3 HP, but isn't going to be able to finish him off. Nick has an up. He needs to be careful. Double is going to get this kill in the end if he peeks this position. So it's the T's who have the bomb site here, and Mice Lifting looking very, very good on their T side. Nick, he's peeking out, and Billy is going to punish him for doing so. So a 3v1 situation with Ecstasy being the only one left, and Pone is going to look back towards mid. He's going to be able to pick up the frag. So 3 weapons alive for Mice Lifting, and it's 13-6 advantage in their direction. And like I said, I think Mice Lifting at this rate are going to be able to just go ahead and run away with this one, as the CTs don't have a whole lot of money to buy, so you're going to just see some forced up FAMASs and maybe an M for one of the 2 of the players. And it's going to be a push by the CTs, but who's going to come out on top of this one? Ecstasy is able to pick up 2 like he did in the previous round, but he's going to finally be dropped by PwnJesus, and it's going to be a 3v1 advantage. So Ecstasy's 2 kills going for broke now, again, and it's going to be all left up to Nick, who has bought up this AUG in this round. So I don't know if he's going to decide to go ahead and save it this time, or if he's going to go for some quick kills. He's able to pick up 1, he spots another there in mid, so Nick actually possibly being able to do this here. If he's able to get to B site quick enough before they get on the site, he might be able to do this, but Billy is already up that ramp onto B site. He's planning, but he's planning fairly in the open. And so some shots are taken, but it's going to be Billy who peeks and gets the headshot onto Nick, and it's going to be 14-6, mice lifting, and I think that's just about it for Servile. So after all the server issues, the dropping issues, it is going to be mice lifting who come out on top of this thing, unless Servile can absolutely pull something incredible out of the back pocket. And it looks like they're just going to force up, and that's what you have to do at this point. Being being so many rounds down, you just have to keep forcing up and hope that at one point you win one of these. So Nick is able to get the first frag in mid, and PwnJesus is trying to tase somebody, but it's going to be Nick who gets 2 frags in this round. So mice lifting playing around a little bit, extending this one after it seemed as if they wanted to get it done as quick as possible. And Nick almost picking up a 3rd one. He needs some, and now he does finish him off. So huge round already here for Nick, and there's still 2 guys left alive for the T side. So it's going to have to be some incredible work by Billy and Double Y if they want to take this round and make it 15-6 and put themselves on 9 match points. But like I said, I think they just messed around a bit too much. And they're going to extend this one a little bit more than they needed to. So they're going to be working their way in towards B, and it's going to be Ecstasy who gets the first one, and Butch who gets the last one. So 14-7 Servile, and hopefully that doesn't come back to bite mice lifting in the butt. But mice lifting does have a 7-round lead, so they do have a couple rounds to work with. We just don't want to see them messing around with him. So Nick is able to pick up that entry onto Double Y, and it's going to be an advantage towards the CT side already. And Nick is actually going to be picked off by Navish, so it's going to be brought back to a 4v4 situation, and the T's have run over this A site. Navish is picking up his 2nd one, and it's now going to be a retake scenario. 3 people left to do this retake, and Pwn is trying to get the jump shot at mid onto Butch, but it's going to be Lizard who does the work. Lizard picks up Dream, Lizard picks up Lee, and it's going to be Lizard who picks up the final kill into Butch. So huge round, picking up 3 headshots for Lizard, and it's going to be 15-7 mice lifting, and they're going to have 8 match points to work with. So very little money to work with over here on the CT side, and I think the final round is going to go right now to mice lifting. PwnJesus gets boosted up here at mid. He can do damage as there are 2 people here he can pick off, but it's going to be Butch who comes out on top. So Butch getting 1 frag, Butch picking out, getting another one, and Nick doing work in mid as well. So 3 kills going down in mid for mice lifting, and it's going to be a 5v3 scenario. Double Y again left in this scenario, but Lizard also here. Lizard 26-12. Lizard can do this. Lizard can make this happen. Double gets taken down, but Lizard gets that frag over on B site, and it's going to be Butch who comes in and drops Lizard. So 15-8 for Servile, and they can't make a mistake, because if they make a mistake here, it is going to be 16-8. There are people who can smell the comeback. So let's see if it's possible. As Servile not looking too bad in the past round, but unfortunately, the auto disconnect means that the 16th round has gone the favor of mice lifting, and it means that we're going to see Mice Lifting versus Virtus in the final round, the best of 3. So here in a few minutes, once we get these players back into the Razer Arena lobby, we will see the 4th and final round, which actually should get popped. It should get started here within the next few minutes. The first map being on Overpass, the second map being on Dust 2, and the third and final map being on Mirage. So these teams will be playing for $100, as the first place team will get 75 and the second place team will get 25. So the people who have made it to this last round will be winners in the end. It just depends whether it'll be 75 or whether it will be 50 less at 25. So we'll be back here in a few minutes to kick off the finals, the best of 3 here for the CSGO FragFest tournament hosted by Razer Arena.